Alrighty, hello. I'm back. I told you guys I was going to come back or try to come back very quickly with a card from my HSN haul. So I'm definitely want to try doing one of the Anna Griffins. It's not to try. I mean, how badly can I fail at this? Yeah, I know it's a loaded question, huh? But this is a simple card. That's the whole point of the Anna Griffin kits, is that you're supposed to be able to just really crank them out really quickly, really easy, undecisively. So I've already gone ahead and to cut down on the time, I already picked out my card. I'm going to go straight with one of the samples from the inspiration sheet just because it really spoke to me, which there's several of them that speak to me, so I will probably do them up because why not? Right? Why sit here and kind of rack my brains trying to design when I can do it myself? So this is the one I'm going to do right now, or a semblance of it, because I'm not, and I'll get into it more as I put this together. But I've pulled all the roses that go in there because I don't know what I'm going to use. And it's not necessarily maybe what was used in there. I'm going to figure it out. But I pulled out my sentiment. I've pulled out already my card here. I'm not sure what do you want to call this, but it's pretty. But see, if you look at Anna's sample, and this is the thing, she covers the cake completely. And we're like, what the heck? No, we have to leave the cake in there. So we're going to figure that one out. I've already got my sentiment sheet, so we'll probably be putting that right in immediately. We'll make that the quickie. My gold, and then here's my card. So we're essentially ready to rock and roll. So what I'm going to start out with is I'm going to grab Big Mama. And I am going to, let's make sure we got this in there, because all we need is to put, all we really need to do is to put the sentiment in upside down. That would be just, yeah, no, let's not try to do that. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and grab Big Mama. And we're going to slowly, I'm going to pull her down this way. This is how I work with Big Mama better. And we're just going to, slowly, I'm just going to, so I can keep it right on the edge, because that's what you want to do. You want it right on the edge of the paper. And we'll just drag it right down. Ta-da! But yeah, the night is early, okay, guys? So, and again, let me make sure that I did this right. I did, okay. And then all you have to do is just sidle it right into the fold. Right into the fold of the card. Kind of carefully, because it is just a smidgen smaller, like, I mean, there's like a 1/16 of the inch right there. Close it. And now we have our card, and there's our sentiment that opens right up. Although I'm wondering if I just did it on the wrong side, but you know what? Who cares? I'm not, because I'm wondering now, maybe I should have done it on this side. So if not, then there you go. This is really the first time I insert a sentiment. So here I am teaching you how not to do it. But I mean, I think it's going to be just fine. I actually think I should have glued it there. And I can pull it off. We'll see. We will cross that bridge later. The next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and I need to die cut my gold. I have, fortunately for me, because I obsessively shop, I've got the concentric die. This is one of the ones from HSN. This is the ornate. Let me take it back. This is the ornate. Well, it is the ornate slimline concentric dies. So, which of course we make, so I'll show you real quick. It makes some really gorgeous cards, and shoot, there's no reason that I can't take inspiration from here and use these and possibly make up one of these, or I don't know, because I also got it for the sympathy cards one. So but I'm going to cut up, do the panel, the die cut panel, and this is, I've been dying to use it. It's been sitting there waiting for me, just calling me, beckoning me. And here we are now, finally breaking her out. Come on. I'm using her. It's like I have all of this stuff, and the entire purpose is to make something with it. Now, oh my goodness. And you know what? The tape, they're like using industrial tape on this. I almost tear the cardboard every time. And I want to take a look, although in all honesty, I think I'm gonna leave the center solid. So all I'm going to do is use these two pieces, and we're going to set this aside. We're going to pull. I'm going to go ahead and use my marquee and cross my fingers, because I can't remember. I want to say that I have done Anna Griffin cuts, dies with the marquee before, and it's not been an issue. So I'm going to remain in that faith that this isn't going to be an unmitigated disaster. No disasters. This is not going to be the Titanic of cards, I hope. Let's see, and I want to just center it and I'm going as close to the top as I can. I don't know why I'm going so close to one side, but because there's always all these little bits I can use in die cutting other things. So I think if I weren't such a perfectionist, I mean, that's not a perfectionist, because God only knows my things that I make are not, there are many things, but perfect is not one of them. But this centering it when I'm doing these kinds of dies, I really kind of get crazy about it. I think that looks good. So let me just hold it down for a second, and let me just start putting down my little pieces of tape that are hopefully going to hold this in place as it goes through the marquee. And I want to do it on the outer edge. I don't want to touch the middle, because even though it won't be visible, but there's always the potential that the tape is going to mar the paper, and that has happened. So when you do that, always make sure that you're not, if it's going to be visible on the card, not to put tape there. And then I'm just going to go ahead and put that in my folder, and away we go. I'm just going to go ahead and crank this. Woof. It's like, oh my gosh, oh my gosh. So I'm hoping it's going to make it in one spin. We shall see. I'm moving everything, including the mat. Oh my gosh. There we go. It was a tight crank. And I'm going to look at it. Oh yeah. There is no doubt that we got this. And I want to straighten. I'm going to make sure I'm still in focus. Yes. Instead of being all over the place like I notoriously am. And look at that. This is unexpected. And you know what? I probably didn't need to do this. I'm wondering, no, does it have an edge? It does have an edge. So that was really a dingleberry move on my part, except doesn't that look cool? Ooh, I want to use that somehow. And now I really wish I had centered it better, because, I mean, this is usable. We can, because I can always, whichever end I like better, I can use that and cover it. So that was, and that's just a dingleberry move on my part. But look at it, with just one pass, it is, I'm not going to run it through again. It could have embossed a little bit better. I think if I'd have run it through my Empress, I just did not want to sidle her over, although I've got her situated better in my hutch. So let's get all of this, and of course I do it right here, but that's okay. We're going to break out housekeeping in a minute, and we'll pick these all up. See, it's all Anna Griffin Chad, so let's just do that. And let's pull up the rum and go housekeeping. That's my little from Hotel Transylvania. There we go. I love this little machine. I will use any excuse to break her out. I'm gonna set this aside. I'm gonna pull out the rest of the Chad later. You guys do not need to be watching that. Where's my card? I just took away. So we are at this point, and I'm going to go ahead and dimensionalize this. And I have Goo Gobs. I mean, the kit came with Anna Griffin foam, so I can either drive myself crazy using a bunch of these up to put it down, or I'm going to use some of my other dimensional tape, because I have these guys, which I don't mind using up, but I don't think they match the width of these, or do they? No. So it's going to be my bigger foam squares, but these, I can use them in combination. These do match. Okay. So that's what we're going to do. We're going to use up a bunch of which if these match, then the tape will work too. Although I think the tape is a little bit smaller, and although it might not be, no, it's not. It's almost, I mean, it's probably like a millimeter off. So then we're going to use up my very expensive 99-cent store foam tape. And why I turned it around, don't ask me why I do silly things like that. I'm just going to run one right up. I'm going to run a bunch of it right up the middle, and then I will cut it. But I mean, I have used this, you guys saw me do the series of cards with the Spellbinders kit. I mean, this was almost new and I made all of those cards, and I used almost every card had foam in some shape, way, or form. So now I can just, I could just cut, I'm going to say, looks about that much. And we're going to cut this way, and then we're going to cut it in half. And this is where for the longest time, I had a hoard of the other side of these guys, And now I wish I had saved it, because although these are my best scissors for cutting these guys, although you can still see it does stick. If you put, save some of your backings from these, then you can put it on the other side, and it makes cutting these apart that much easier without stickage. And here, I'm going to stick it to me. Stay. And then I'm going to put this one down on this side. Yes. And then we're going to put this on over on the other side. So that way you're going to get some nice dimensionality here. And I'm going to take my bone folder. Oh! Newsflash, guys. Newsflash. Guess what? Where is it? Where is it? Where is it? Where is it? Oh my gosh, don't tell me I already misplaced something. Look. I found that. I told you guys I was going to find this. Eventually it was going to turn up. The night before last, or was it last night that I was sitting here cleaning up some, putting stuff away, and I found where I had finally buried it. I knew I had. So I found my precious Teflon bone folder. I'm just like, yes, you have no idea. I literally took a picture of it, guys, and I sent it to Peanut Gallery at work. I'm like, guess what? I put it in great big letters, and and then I sent him another one, and I found it. And by then I'm sure he's going like, what the heck is this woman talking about? And then I sent him a picture of the bone folder. He sends me back like, yeah. Because we are crazy people like that. Because he knew I was going nuts looking for this. Now this, I'm probably going to trim. There's a little piece you can see, and now you can't. So there's a chance I'll do that. I'm just going to take a little corner off, because that's what I had to do on the last one. And then we're going to put these at least on these big flowers right here. And you shouldn't be able to see it. Can't see it. So I'm just going to take a moment. So you know what? Give me a second. I'm going to put these on. You don't need to see me do this on camera. Alrighty, I am back. And the irony is that I had to change my clothes. I mean, this is before I even started the video, because I was cold and now I'm hot. I'm just like, oh my gosh, I don't know how many of you ladies are like me and have their own weather systems, but that's me. Okay, so I have die cut. Oh, you already saw me die cut it. I have put a million little foamies on here and trimmed them down and kind of went nuts. And a couple of them already, as you can tell because it's stuck to the card, have fallen off. So what I'm going to do now, which I probably could have done off camera too, so is to remove all of these little pieces of paper. And I actually, no, now I'm not using the silicone mat, so it doesn't matter where I put them. I switched just because I love teal's my favorite color. So trust me, if I can find a mat or anything that's in teal color, it's going to get bought. But I love the the mat from Diamond Press. I really do love it. That was just me clearing my throat. But and it's great because things grip to it when you want it to, but the problem is that things grip when you don't want it to. So I'm like, okay, I'm gonna switch out. I cleaned this one up because it was a bit dirty, and I have even another big one, and I'm double checking because I tend to also, when I go over to my sister's when I'm taking care of my mom, I take that, I have a mat over there, and I think I do, and then I just bought a second one at Tuesday morning, which you guys saw in one of my recent reveals. And we are going tomorrow to house sit at my mother-in-law's for 3 days. So I'm gonna go there and go to Thursday, Friday, and we'll come back Saturday afternoon. And then I'm going to. So I want to get some stuff. I don't think there's no way I'm gonna do shooting there, but I want to work up. Try to figure out, go through some of the stuff I have and brainstorm on my own without you guys. Don't feel abandoned, but just figure out, because I'm gonna start in on Christmas. So now I've got all my millions of foamies left, and I'm sitting down, but I'm gonna stand up and try not to hit the camera with my darn fool head, and just kind of just press it and lay it down. That's it. This isn't rocket science. It's just card making. This isn't the Mona Lisa. But you take care of what you want. And then this goes on top. So this is exactly why I didn't, die cut the center or anything like that, because this covers a nice chunk of the die, which kind of makes me sad. It's kind of like, wow, it covered, look, yeah, it does cover it there. No, you know what? Is it trimmed down? No, it's not trimmed down. either that or it's just because it's brought, that might be it. It's brought down a little bit. Because by the time you put flowers down here, I mean, that's the only thing I could think of. Because you do see it a little bit. Oh, I don't know. No, it's the same. Never mind. Let's stop obsessing. Now, my question is going to be, do I want to also pop this up off the card? I mean, you know, and add dimension to dimension to dimension. I mean, do we want to go crazy with this? No, because what I will do, this already is dimensionalized. And I know I'm planning on putting him like right about here. So, and then I'm going to pop up the flowers. So no, this we are just going to go ahead and I'm just literally going to apply the tape to the gold. I'm going to roll out Big Mama. I don't know how kosher that is, but it is what it is. So I'm just going to lay down some extra here. There we go. Ah! Okay. Sorry, Mama. There we go. Just flatten that out. And I'm going to go ahead again and stand up. Maybe bring it down a little. I personally do want to see a little bit of the top, a little bit more of the top, only because I am planning on putting flowers down at the bottom of the card, so that's going to block it. So let's just make sure it's centered. There we go. And let's commit. Or be committed. See, that's not centered. I can tell already. So do I want to carefully make a mess of this? What do you guys think? There we go. Will it allow me? Now I have to literally pull this whole panel up. And we're going to let it go. And what the heck? Only you guys will know. And now I'm going to go ahead and what I'm going to do is, let me take a minute. I'm going to add a bunch of, I'm going to pick out which flowers I want to use and add foam dots to them off camera, and I'll be right back. Okay, I have figured it out. I had the jiggly jaggling, and I originally planned on doing some up, some, you know, some flat and some down. And then I came up with a compromise because I wasn't happy, because I was going to leave this flat down and I wasn't happy about it, but I didn't want it all elevated. So I want to show you what my solution was. Is I only put foam on one half of it. So it will lie flat here and slide under there, but still pop up a little bit, which is what I want. So, excuse me. So let me go ahead. I'm going to move these over just a little bit, slightly, because what I want to do is put down the sentiment first, because I want to, and I really want to figure out, and I think this is where, let me put these guys back, but you know, I wanted to give it kind of a viney look. I hope you guys can see what my intent there is, and I'm just leaving this one down in the bottom, and this, I don't want it to be dead center. I want it to be a little off center. So I think that's where I'm going to put it. So I'm just going to put down, and I don't think these are stickers. I think these are just card back. They don't feel stickery. So I'm just going to go ahead and put some tape on here with Big Mama, only on about half of it, because a piece of it will be kind of sticking up, and I just want it to. I just don't want it to be all sticky. So we are going to now put this down. Oh my gosh, I have to, today I feel like the need to stand up for everything. Oh no, that's too far out. Just a bit. Yeah, I'm going to cover the cake a little bit. I just need to get over myself. So I think we're going to settle on there, and it looks straight. You know, the sentiment is straight. This is not. I can tell it's crooked. I may have to judiciously use undo. I think I'm going to take undo to this top piece. This, the blue square, is straight, but this isn't. So, and there you go. Made in China. What can we say? And now this, all I have to do, we have a little errant. Again, let me make sure this is nice and pressed down. Although this, really, this foam tape that, excuse me, is so inexpensive, is remarkably sticky. It's really, oh my goodness. All right, really. And by the time I can do it, I could probably do it better with my nail. I think, you know, I do better when I do this technique, when I'm pulling it up with the tweezers, with my curved tweezers, which are my favorites. And are they in here? I'm not sure where they're at. They're slightly AWOL right now. So see, I find the bone folder, something else disappears. Story of my life. So I just wanted to overlap the sentiment a little bit, but also dangle down. It doesn't have to be centered. And I'm just going to commit. And there we go. Now these two, I wanted to wrap around the cake, and also just a little bit over the sentiment. That was my intent. Just a tiny bit, because that's going to make it difficult, because I am going to pick this up. Although maybe I do that right now. Let's see. Let's take a whirl at this, guys. Because I know I can show you guys. I mean, undo is your friend. It's been really living on my desk lately, because we all know how perfect I am. But let's see. Let me see if I can get this to come up. Yep, it is. I just have to be a little bit patient. And just peel. There we go. And that's the funny thing. Look, there's a sentiment underneath it. So it's like a double layer. So I'm going to tip that over. I think that foam is done. It looks like, I'll tell you in a second, because it should not be. It just looks really rough. And it is done. It is done. So I need to give it a few minutes. I'm going to have to give this a minute, because I really used a knife. I think that, you know where the sticky is, right here. So let it dry, and give me a second. Okay, it's literally only been like a minute or two. I just really wanted to let up. But see, this is one thing I love about undo, is how quickly it dries. And this is sticky at literally the adhesive stuck there, but not sticky enough. I know that this thing is going to come off. So I'm just going to go ahead and reapply adhesive with Big Mama. And we're just going to bring that over too. And then I'm going to again stand up and then try to apply this straight. God help us, you know. I may make things worse, you know, this is me we're talking to. But no, let me just bring it down a smidgen, because I have a little bit of play here. And there you go. At least it was just, I mean, it was, and maybe you guys think I'm crazy. No, never mind. There's no doubt. No doubt. I am crazy. It was just that little bit of wonky, and it was making me nuts. And I'm already crazy. I'm crazy enough all by myself. I don't need help. I don't need stuff driving me over the edge. And now all we have to do is, I'm going to pick this. I'm looking in my cup over there, and I don't see my tweezers, which is really strange. So it'll turn up after I don't need them, because that's how it works. And I'm really in the mode of overlapping the sentiment. Whoops. And oh my gosh, I got to be careful, because either that or I don't know if I'm going to, geez. Because that leaf is really sticking out. So I'm not sure what I'm going to do about it. Really sticking out of the card. So it'll depend on the envelope. So, oh, you know what? Those envelopes are pretty darn tootin' big. So I think I'm going to be okay. So I'm just going to lay it down and commit. Worst case scenario, I could, I can easily see where I can trim. Actually, I could, and then tuck it in. Oh, see? There are no mistakes. There are just opportunities for creativity. Because I'm already thinking, yeah, picking this flower and doing this was a mistake. No, it was not. I just had to think it through and talk it through. It's like, every once in a while I run into a question, I'm like, oh my gosh, and I should know this. Why am I calling my boss for something I should know? And the minute I talk to him and start asking the question, it's like I think it through. And he laughs. He says, I know you do this. It's like, you just call me to figure it out. It's so, and he really is. I am so blessed with my boss, my employer. He is so wonderful. So, I had to take a little bit of time off, and he said, yeah, I paid you for the whole week, because I know you work extra. And I told him, and I sent him a note back saying, yeah, I promise. The thing is that you're easy to work hard for, because he works really hard, and he really does treat me well. And, when you love what you do and you love who you work for, it's not a job. And while I was chattering, look, there we go. I finished the card. This was such a quickie card. I could probably squeeze out another one. So you know what? Let me think. Hold on. The beauty of editing is that you can come back and realize that you really blew it. So I'm coming back post-production, already having done the other two cards that I was intending on doing, and realizing that video is way too long. So I'm going to call it quits on this one, and I'm going to come back with a second video with the other two cards that I made, and it's up to you if you want to watch all of them. But right now, I'm going to thank you for hanging out with me. As always, you come, I love that you guys come back to watch and play with me. So thank you really, really from the bottom of my heart for coming out. And if you like this, if you enjoyed, if you got something out of it, please go ahead and give me a thumbs up and drop me a note if you're up to it. And if you want to see more of this madness, why, I don't know, but maybe you do, then go ahead and subscribe and ding the bell. You know when I'm going to be back. So meanwhile, as always, I want you guys to go out there and be bright, be happy, and be you, because only you can do you. And hang out with me, guys, because we're all a little mad here. So let's all scrap the madness together, okay? Talk to you guys later. Bye.